Hi everyone, welcome back to the second entry of the Learning Rhino series. Today I wanted to bring your guys' attention towards the application of what we learned in our previous video. We'll be doing that through I'll be creating a floor plan in front of you guys, a basic one, and I'll be walking you guys through the steps that I'm taking uh, to make this floor plan. So without further ado, let's begin. This is the floor plan that we're gonna be working with today. I just randomly sketched this out within a couple of minutes. By no means is this like properly designed, well thought out. I just like drew some random lines, made some random rooms, and yeah, and specified certain dimensions. That's what I do with this floor plan. So don't take this as the ideal design. The entire purpose of this floor plan is so that we can just get a bit of practice with our modeling skills. So let's start modeling this.
While I'm editing this video, I just wanted to say that this video is extremely long, so feel free to skip through the parts I've labeled each part of what I'm doing in each part, so yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. I've maximized the top view since we're only going to be working in 2D today. So in order to get started, I want to make this like easier on me and not constantly have to switch windows to look at the floor plan. So I'm just going to insert my floor plan over here. I can type picture and then I'll get a pop-up window to insert my floor plan file. Now it's asking me to make it. So yeah, this is our floor plan. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now I'll start with the dimensions over here, the basic ones. So we have 22 feet. It's 22 feet long, so let's activate the polyline. I've activated grid snap so like I can start from here and have a symmetrical design. So 22 feet, enter. Okay, now we have 44 feet, enter. Now we have 11 feet, enter. Now we have 3 feet, 3 feet, enter. So yeah, this is our line for now. I'm leaving a gap over here because we're going to get an arc later, so we'll fill that later. So let's use the analyze tool now to measure the length from this. Actually, I don't want to measure this. So we'll start from the other end because I don't want to make inaccurate measurements from here. So we'll activate the polyline again. Start from here. We need to go 18 feet. And now we need to go 11 feet up. So 11. And now we need to go across 15 feet. So 15. Yeah. Enter. Okay, now this is starting to look more like our house, our floor plan over here. Now let's make this type of semicircle over here. So I'm going to type arc. Actually, not arc, we're going to use a semicircle. Take the midpoint from between these 2 points. Now make this have a radius of 4 feet. Yes. Now since we have this now, I will use the command that I'd like to introduce you guys to, which is delete subgroup. Now I can select this and take this point to delete this one. Now we have what we wanted in our design before. Now I have my general outline. I can make the offset of I can offset the wall. So type in offset. Okay, so I'll just make them the normal distance. Make the right D over here. And I'll make them 6 inches. So yep. Now, this is our offset. These walls are now offset. Now I'd like to make openings and details for the doors, for the front door. As like see, I want to make this door. So if we observe. we have 18 over here. Our door stakes, both of them combined, have a width of 16 feet. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we'll have to take a third portion of this. So what I'll do is use the analyze tool. Take and then not this. It's like this curve. Yes. The problem is it's like a polyline, so I can't take the curve properly. So what we'll do is we'll manually make a line next to it by inferencing. Yes, like this, and we'll like this, let's say 6 feet, and we'll do the same on the other side. 6 feet. Okay, now we know our doors are going to be in between this region, so now I can make edits to our walls. It's not snapping directly. Actually, no, now it is. Yes. Same for the other side. To snap directly. Yes, now it's snapped. And now we can make our opening. So let's take these two out. Okay, now moving on, we'll just make one window over here, so 9, which we'll keep over here in this portion. I forgot to add this in the floor plan, so we'll keep it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll make it 3 foot wide and we'll keep it 7 feet from our end over here. So let's inference the line over here. We'll make it 7 feet. Okay, now we have that. Now we can move our window. Excuse me. Yes, now we can move our window. We'll make this 3 feet long. Something insane. Give me a second. And 3 feet. How can we do it? So in order for us to have this 3 feet long, we're going to have to make this have a length of 5 feet. Now we can make our window over here. Let's cut these out. Now I'm just going to make like a couple of lines passing through, because that's how we make floor plans. We mark them with this sort of notation. Yes, that's our window. Okay, now that's done, we'll create a opening for the door. So we'll use that same command that we used earlier to delete subcurve. We'll select this curve to delete. Actually, we selected the wrong curve. And yes, so this and this, and delete subcurve again. Okay, now we have our opening here. So we can make our double door now with the arc. This is the 90-degree arc. We'll make this have a radius of 3 feet. And we'll mirror it. So I'm gonna hold Alt and take this to the other side. And now I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees. Okay. Now we have this intersecting property. Okay, yeah. Now I can close. Actually, I'll use the polyline to close the property. I'll do this. Oh, sorry. Polyline. Now the polyline is closed. Let's select all of this, and we are going to group this so that we can insert this as one object now. Okay, those are our double doors. Yep, now what do we do? Now we'll focus on the interior walls and everything, and the rooms. Okay, now going back to our floor plan, we'll start with the left side because that's much easier than the right one. So we'll start by making our stairs. So since I'm using the scale of 1 box is 1 square foot, so that means it's 1 by 1. Our stairs are 2 feet wide and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yeah, 6 feet long in this orientation, and obviously they have 2 different orientations. So let's make this so it's right next to the wall. So we'll go 2 feet from the wall, and then we'll go 6 feet. So line again. You're gonna have to make this. How long is this? This is 3 feet. This is 8 feet. Okay, now this is 6 feet, so we can use this. Just want to check if this is 2 feet. This is not actually, now it's 2 feet. Okay. Yeah, so we can do that, and now we'll use the polyline. Excuse me, polyline to complete these stairs. So go like this, 1 feet, and now we'll inference this along with this, 2 feet. Okay. Now we'll delete the subcurve over here. This one. It did not delete. Okay, now it's gone. We'll group these. Actually, we don't have to group them together since we're not taking them in 3D at the moment. But we'll just do them anyways. It's good practice because eventually, when we're going to be moving on to 3D structures, we'll be able to use the floor plan method as a shortcut of making our 3D structures quickly. So we'll be making our 2D floor plan and then we can extrude it into 3D to quickly make our structures. But that won't work with a more complicated, more organic shape. So it only works for general houses and general structures. So each stair is 1 foot apart. So we'll use that. I'm gonna start from here. 1 feet. Okay, I'll go again. Gonna make this minus 1 feet, and I'm just gonna repeat the process. Notice like when I'm duplicating these, I'm holding Alt, because if you don't hold Alt, it's just gonna move your original object. So you need to hold Alt. Minus 1 feet again. Okay, now over here I have to delete this because now we're gonna make a angled staircase. And now we'll just rinse and repeat the entire. Okay, I gotta hold Alt for this. Gotta hold Alt for this. And yeah, those are our stairs. Yeah, complete. Now those are our stairs. So basically we're gonna start from here and then it goes up like this. Like it starts from here and then we go up from this way. Moving on, we have our rooms over here. So we'll start with the so-called kitchen. You can see its length is 8 and its width is 9 feet. So we'll start with the length. So we'll map out polyline. Inference this at 9 feet. Polyline. 9 feet. Okay, now we have that. Now using this reference point, we can make our this 8 feet long and 9 feet wide. Okay, now we have that. I'm going to delete the outside part, delete some of the curve. Now I'm just going to delete this part, delete some of the curve. Now this is our kitchen. We have a door as well, as you can see over here. It's 2 feet wide, which it should be more wide. It should be wider, but I just drew up this plan within a few minutes. So at the edge over here, we take a line. Make this. So we'll use polyline so that we can do this there. Make it 2 feet long. Make this 2 feet long as well. Now delete sub curve. Okay, now we have this. So now thinking about it, I should have actually offset this before we did that, but it's fine. We can do that now, so we'll offset this distance. Yeah, 6 inches is fine. It's not buddy. There's something wrong. Distance is going to be 6 inches. I'll offset this towards the outside. Okay, and I have a subcurve over here. Group this, and I'll offset this as well. We'll offset this a distance of 6 inches. Yes, now I'll delete Since it's 6 inches wide, we'll make this 6. Make it 6 as well. Inches, and now we'll close this. So, make these two the same and grip this. Oh, wow, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, finally, we can make our door. I made the mistake of not offsetting this before, which is why it took so much time. So our door is opening this way. So yes, yeah, it's at the end point. So use a polyline. Close this. Find it. Put these. Okay. Now that is our kitchen finally done. We'll move on. Okay, now moving on, we have our small bathroom over here. So let's make it 3 feet long and 4 feet wide. So 9. This is going to be 8 feet. 9 and 4 feet. And now let's take this curve and so let's take this. I'm going to use the polyline feature so that I can offset this easily. It's inches. Just gotta check if this is. Yeah, this seems like 6 inches, so we can just leave that there. And delete the sub-curves between the walls. So, check. Press that again. There's like this method to like avoid constantly having overlapping curves, and that's through grouping properly, which I can do. So I'll be like doing a future video on that. And yes, let's complete this last one. Okay. Now we need to cut a hole. Yeah, we need to cut through the wall. We have a door that's also 2 feet wide. So let's do this. And I'm gonna start from the midpoint so to make it easier for me. It's 2 feet wide. Delete subcurve. Do again. Again. Okay. Now we can add our door, which is facing toward the outside. So arc. Let's make this 2 feet. And yes, now polyline this. Select this, and we'll. Okay. Fine, now that's done. But we did make a mistake here. We need to make sure that the door is inside. Let's move this by 1 feet up, 6 inches up. Okay, now the door's fine. So we'll move on to the other section now. Now we'll start with the right side. We'll start with this section over here, where there's stairs as well to this elevated portion of the house. So we'll make the walls first. So 5 feet. And we'll make this also 5 feet. Just gonna check if this line is as long as it is supposed to be. So it's 5 feet. This is also 5 feet. Okay, so then that means we should have 2 feet remaining. Which doesn't look like the case, so I think I made a mistake in my drawing over here, but we'll just use the remaining space that we have. So I'm gonna select both of these. I'm gonna offset both of them. that is our this portion done. We'll make these stairs as well using the polyline. We'll make these 4 feet. So that's a bit too long. Make it a total of 2 feet 6 inches. I think that's in this. Now we close this. Okay, so these are my very bad stairs over here. Actually, that's meant to be done. This portion is actually meant to be open. So yeah, now we have that done. We'll move on to the study portion, which has walls of 2 feet. So I'm just gonna make it real quick. This is across 14 feet. Is there any way I can? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 feet from this point over here. This is how long? This is 5 feet long. So 54 wide. It's 5 feet long, and we'll just close this one now. 29. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a wall over here. I should have done this earlier with these 2 walls as well instead of constantly making them manually. I'm gonna make a wall over here, which is 2 by 1 feet, so 2 feet. And I'm gonna move over here 1. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll use the move command. Grab the edge, like I told you, this is where the move command is useful. And now I'll duplicate this, and voila, there we go. I'm gonna have to learn these tricks to get quicker and better at Rhino, because it's gonna take ages otherwise. The other one, yes. Now thinking about it, I should have also deleted the bottom part before I brought this over here. Actually, no, that's meant to be there. So yeah, let's offset this as well. Yeah, so that is our scope and study done, and now we just need to make the bathroom of the toilet. So one line this, and we see this has width of 2 feet, so we'll make a line from here on the edge that has a. So we'll make it 3 feet. This should also be 3 feet. No, it's not 3 feet. Enter this, and now we're gonna delete this curve over here, so I can make this 3 feet. So 49. Delete this, and I'll offset this. So offset this. Okay, now we'll just make our door. Which now, looking at the design, I think I made a mistake making it open outwards. I'd like to reiterate this design is very bad. I just made it for the reference of this video. Make it this. Open it inwards. Like this. Enter. Group these. Okay. Now that is our bathroom, and then we'll make a line over here. What's this? I'm not sure if we can use this over here, but yeah, you can't use this command over here. Basically, there's this command called wirecut, right, where it takes out an entire line. So if I just wanted this portion of the line, right, I can't do that. I have to like make it a separate shape, and then I can wirecut the entire thing. So we'll just do this for now. and I'll make an arc, which is opening inwards. I'll make this opening outwards because this won't be good opening inwards, so bodyline this. And okay. Now I think that completes our design of this house. Now one thing I'd like to note is that this house was very poorly designed. Didn't make this properly, and I also didn't model this as it should have been, like the quality required, because like if I extrude this, I am positive there must be some problems in the third dimension extrude curve. Minimize this view, go back to the layer 4 viewports, right? Now just extrude this to 10 feet, right? And make this shaded so that I know what's wrong. Wait, let's make it a solid. So it's 10 feet. It's still not solidified. So like as you can see, it's not solidifying because our walls over here, right, they're not part of a single shape. So it's just extruding the lines only, and it's not extruding the mesh faces. That's because I didn't group them properly and I didn't make them one shape. That's why they're not being filled in. So when we'll be moving on to the 3D stage, the 3D application of our 3D shapes, I'll be sure to fix this.
Okay, so that wraps up our video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. I'm sorry that this video was way longer than it needed to be, and it was because like I was making a lot of mistakes. I'll make sure that's not the case in the next video. Stay tuned for the next part. I'll be uploading that soon as well. Until next time.